I was nursing a drink because my budget wouldn't permit a second when a distinguished-looking man in a tailored suit announced he was buying a round for the house. I looked around and laughed when I realized we were the only customers there. He smiled and explained tomorrow is his second divorce anniversary. He asked if I had already eaten. I shrugged and explained it was the end of the month, and I wouldn't get paid again until Tuesday. "Not to worry," he said. "It's on me. Order anything you want." I shook his hand, thanked him for his generosity, and invited him to sit down and shoot the breeze while we waited. Over the next hour, my benefactor told me the most incredible, dare I say nuclear, story I have ever heard. The following is presented exactly as told by said generous man. I never did get his name. I have no way of knowing if any of it is true, but no reason to believe it isn't. I think most men in his position would do the same. I was sitting at the dining room table staring at my laptop, listening to my wife get ready for a girls' weekend with her friend Bonnie. But that wasn't where my mind was. Kristen walked out of our bedroom, looking like a high-fashion model strutting down a runway. Her jewelry, hair, makeup, and ensemble were perfect. She pulled a large suitcase behind her. "That's a lot of clothes for an overnighter with Bonnie," I said. "You know how us girls are," she joked. "Honey, before you leave, I want to show you a really funny email I received this morning. It will only take a minute." She looked at her expensive watch. "Okay, but I only have a minute. Bonnie is expecting me to pick her up at 10 sharp. I turned my laptop to show her an email which directed me to a cheating wife website. It said I was supposed to view cheating wife number 131. I clicked on the link and was asked to check a box saying I was over 18. I hit the X in the yes box, and a menu appeared. Kristen started to tap her shoe impatiently as I scrolled down to number 131. The cover page opened with a profile of the cheating wife. In inch-tall, bold black letters, the name Kristen appeared as the headline. This was followed by a short biography. Kristen, age 30. A Cancer, lives in the city of Chicago in a magnificent mile condominium. Kristen has been married for 8 years but has no children. She works out 3 times a week with her personal trainer. Kristen wants you to click here to see how nice her naked body looks. A box labeled "Click here to enter" followed. Isn't it an amazing coincidence that the woman's name is also Kristen, the exact same name as my 30-year-old wife, a Cancer who lives in a magnificent mile condominium and has been married for 8 years without any children? I glanced to my right. My wife was white as a ghost. "Honey, should I press enter?" I taunted. The only sound my wife made was gasping for air like an asthmatic fighting for breath. "Well, Kristen, my 30-year-old Cancer wife who lives in a magnificent mile condominium and has been married for 8 years without any children. Should I click enter?" My voice sounded like it was torn from my soul. "Honey, was that a yes?" I had tears in my eyes as I pressed enter. A picture of my beautiful wife lying naked on a bed filled the screen. Kristen didn't say a word. She couldn't talk while retching all over the hardwood floor. I didn't say a word. She finally managed to whimper. "I can't believe this is happening to me," as another picture appeared. "Wow, look at how much Kristen looks like you. You even have that same dress. Remember, I bought it for you to wear when we celebrated our 8th wedding anniversary. Look, her bedroom even looks identical to ours. The same curtains and bedspread, furniture, everything. What a coincidence." The next 2 pictures showed her taking the designer dress off and tossing it on the floor like it was a rag. She stood there wearing only a lace shelf bra, garter belt, stockings, and high heels. Her body looked proud to be on display. "Honey, remember when I surprised you with lingerie that looked just like that? Just like that. I even bought you silk stockings from Paris to wear under that dress. You said only an escort would wear something like that. So I guess the woman in the pictures is an escort." Kristen collapsed into her pool of vomit and began sobbing as she curled into a fetal position. Her dress hiked up enough for me to see she was wearing nylons. That only infuriated me more. I held the laptop in front of her face and commanded, "Watch." The next 12 pictures were a striptease with Kristen taking off one article of clothing at a time until all she had left was a smile. The capper was the close-ups of her spread legs, 3 pictures that showed her body in exquisite detail. Wow, her husband is certainly a lucky man because my Kristen called me a pervert for wanting to take pictures of her in her underwear. Hey honey, get up here. There's still 54 more pictures of this piece of human filth. Wow, there's even a couple videos of this 304 doing intimate things. Kristen wrapped her arms around her chest while retching with dry heaves. The hacking made a chilling sound. It took at least a minute before she managed to stammer. I can explain. Shut the hell up. Your cheating 304 wife portfolio is doing all the explaining. Another picture of my naked wife appeared on the screen. I always trusted you. I have done everything a man can do to make the woman he loves happy, and this is how you repay me. So, cheating 304 wife, who are you screwing? I demanded. She coughed several more times as she tried to catch her breath. Bile was drooling down from the corners of her mouth. What is the name of the son of a witch who destroyed our marriage? My voice quivered with rage. In a hollow voice, she said, Jim or James Bauman. And you let that son of a witch drill you in our marital bed. I slammed my fist into the table. Kristen let out a wail that drowned out the moan she was making in the video. But she no longer resembled the beautiful woman on the screen. Her hair was crazed and makeup melted and streaked. Her eyes were bloodshot yet hollow, like a Halloween corpse. Her silk designer dress was ruined. You do remember we have a prenup that says you get nothing if you cheat. You cheated. You get nothing. Now get the hell out of my condominium. You cheating 304. Kristen threw herself at my feet and grabbed my ankles. No. That never happened. I swear. I've never even met him. Today I was going to. I stopped her babbling. Today you were going to screw him, but someone spotted your cheating 304 wife pictures and sent them to me just in time to stop you. If not, you would be screwing him right now. Tell the truth. Admit it. Yes, but. And you claim you never met him. How stupid do you think I am? You must think I'm an idiot. No, it's. If you never met him, then where did these pictures come from? Spit flew from my mouth as I ranted. I emailed them to him. You what? You want me to believe you would email pictures like these to a man you never met? Unbelievable. She stammered. Then answer this. If you never met him, then how the hell did he take pictures of you naked in our home, in our bed if you never met him? I roared. Bonnie took the pictures with my camera. Bonnie, our good friend Bonnie, our maid of honor, the same Bonnie who offered to sleep with me if I gave her husband a job. And did I screw her? No. I told you every detail right after it happened and demanded you never have anything to do with her again. I told you she was nothing but trouble. A home wrecker. Even after what she did, I still gave him a job because you asked me to. And I loved you so much I could never say no to you. That ends today. You killed that part of me. First thing Monday morning, Randy will be in the unemployment line, and I don't care if they lose their house. And yes, I'm going to tell him everything. She destroyed our marriage, and I'm going to destroy hers. Kristen shrieked something I couldn't understand as she was seized by the cost of her actions. Give me your camera, your laptop, and your phone. I have never once checked up on you, so I don't know your passwords. Write them down so I can verify what you said. If I find anything that makes me suspect you had sex with him, or anyone but me, you are out the door, and I will send these pictures to everyone. Your parents, your family, your friends, everyone that I can find an email address for. I won't stop until there is nothing left of you for me to hate. Just then her phone signaled it had received a text message. I read it out loud. Checked in room 488. How soon? Let me guess, that's not Bonnie. She shook her head no. What hotel is the jerk checked in at? Kristen hesitated. You have one tiny hope of saving this marriage. That is if you stop lying and own up to what you did. If not, my next call is to my attorney, the Palmer House. But don't say another word. Not one syllable. Nothing. Clean this mess up, then take a shower. You stink. Maybe if you use enough soap, shampoo, and hot water, I won't get disgusted when I see you. When you're finished, stay in the bedroom and think about what you did to our marriage. I'll call you when. Make that if I want to talk to you. Kristen, get out here. I was still sitting at the dining room table while naked pictures of my wife scrolled by on the laptop. My wife, for at least now, shuffled out in an old pair of jeans and a bulky sweater. She had on a pair of tennis shoes that lacked laces. Kristen gasped when she saw a picture of her spread eagle using a vibrator on the screen. This is all I could find from before we got married. That way if you decide to throw me out. Her voice tapered off as she stared at the floor. She looked pathetic. Without any makeup, her swollen red eyes appeared demonic against her colorless skin. Thank you. That is the first smart thing you have done today. Now take a seat. I looked at the pictures on your camera, and they match up with the ones on your webpage. I also could see that home-wrecking witch Bonnie's reflection in the mirror of at least two of them, so I believe you. Her eyes looked at me for but a second. I have some good news and some bad news. I called my it guys, the ones you always make fun of. When I told them what you did, they said, "Boss, what can we do?" I didn't realize until today, but they hate you because of the condescending way you look down your nose at them. They jumped at the chance to get even. I imagine they're enjoying your pictures right about now. Kristen started sobbing again. Don't worry. Just because you don't care who knows you're a 304, I do care about my reputation in this community. They said they would have the website shut down any minute. Would you believe over 250,000 people have seen you naked? The biggest problem is from poachers, sleazy webmasters who steal pictures from other websites to post on their own. They said this picture of you spread eagle was the most popular. It's on over 100 different sites. But since your name and address aren't posted, I said let them be. There were other more pressing uses for their talents. Just then my computer screen went dark. Thank you, Kristen said. I read all of your emails and can see that Bonnie was the 304 behind your affair. She talked you into going on that spouse is looking to cheat site. Kirsten shook her head in the affirmative. I can't even begin to tell you how betrayed I am over the things you wrote to that predator about me, about our marriage. I had no idea that you hated. I started crying so hard I couldn't complete the sentence. Kristen looked numb. Her mouth hung open, but no words came out. I buried my face in my hands and muttered, I thought you loved me. Kristen dropped to her knees and laid her head in my lap, wailing, I do love you. I love you more than anything. I can't imagine living without you. I lifted her face and said, I read every word you wrote. She had an expression that I had only seen once before, when I had to tell my mom Dad was killed in a car accident. The physical body was there, but everything that made her who she is had died. We sat like that for quite some time until her phone signaled another text message. It was from Bonnie. Having fun. I showed it to Kristen. She said nothing. I stood up and flung it against the wall as hard as I could. Pieces of broken plastic and glass exploded across the room. I sat back down and pushed a chair out for Kristen. I did not want her touching me again. The guys hacked that home-wrecking 304's computer and found a cache of pictures of her having sex and not with her husband. It looks like she has had at least 3 affairs during the last 2 years with men she met on that cheating wife site. What she has done to us had to be punished. Those pictures of her have been sent to every email address she has, family, work, every last one. I wonder if her husband will even bother to show up on Monday so I can fire him. Just in case, she kept naked pictures of you. The guys did something to her computer that destroyed it for anything other than a doorstop. I paused for a moment while I typed something. I just told the guys to smite her phone too. I took no pleasure from my vengeance. Instead, violent emotions tore through me, and I retreated into myself for a few minutes. Kristen sat silently, her body slouched in the chair. When I settled down enough to speak, I continued. The guys also hacked James' computer. They found an email from him to a half-dozen men bragging he was going to plant cameras in the hotel room so they could watch him screwing his new 304. You almost became an internet star. Karen grabbed her throat and began hacking again, only there was nothing left in her stomach to throw up. Oh, it gets better. He also bragged he lied to you about having had a vasectomy, and forgot to tell you that he had a fresh herpes sore. So he was going to try to infect you with an incurable sexual disease and get you pregnant this weekend. What a prince among men, I said sarcastically. I caught Karen as she started to fall off her chair. She was limp and her breathing was shallow. I carried her to the couch and laid her down. A splash of cold water in her face brought her back. I handed her the glass and helped her sit up and take a sip. Please, let me die. I'm too stupid to live. It took everything I had not to grab her in my arms and say everything would be all right. Instead, I continued. The guy sent emails to the computers that were going to be your audience with a nasty worm attached. None of them will be watching anything on those boxes ever again. Next, I authorize scorched earth against the jerk. They found pictures on his computer of him having sex with 3 other women. They looked like burned-out old crack 304s, but he didn't seem to mind. No wonder he worked so hard to talk you into cheating on our marriage vows. Kristen hung her head and kept repeating, I can't believe how stupid I am. Oh, and I hope I don't destroy your illusions, but the globe-trotting business executive is actually an assistant manager at a hardware store in some backwater Wisconsin town. And would you believe he's a deacon at his church as well as a member of the school board? Kristen moaned again. Too bad for him, his church has their membership roster online. So does the PTA. Just for shits and giggles, they put together a PowerPoint presentation complete with a country song about a cheating husband and sent it to everyone. There's gonna be a lot of eyes popping open in Wisconsin. They also toasted his computer and his cell phone to make any pictures he has of you disappear. But my absolute favorite, and this is pure maniacal genius, the guys hacked the credit company's computers to report the jerk's cards as stolen, including the one he used to book your love nest. I don't even want to know all of what they did, but there are several outstanding warrants for his arrest for identity theft. The warrants say he should be considered armed and dangerous. He should be getting arrested any minute now. I hope he resists. The guys assured me it will be the lead story on the evening news. When he gets out, he'll find his 15-year-old SUV was touted for outstanding parking tickets. After the phone calls I suspect his wife has been getting, I don't think he'll be getting bailed out anytime soon. Fortunately, they don't have any children. I almost feel sorry for his wife for being married to the piece of human filth who tried to destroy our marriage. Almost isn't the right word, because the truth is I am not sorry for a single thing I did to protect the woman I love from a predator. And I swear by all that is holy, I will wreak retribution upon any man who tries to steal my wife, and not stop until he is destroyed. Kristen managed a weak smile and asked, Does that mean I'm still your wife? No. Her face paled, and she collapsed again. I won't lie. It's going to take a long time for me to trust you again. I might not even live that long, I answered. We are getting a divorce, and as a token of my love, I will not make you more famous than you already are. I've hurt you greatly. Do you still love me? She asked with a quiver in her voice. I love you as much as I did the day we got married, but my hatred is far more than my love today. It has been 2 years, and our marriage has ended. Kristen never heard from Bonnie again. I did not fire Bonnie's husband. Randy got custody of their 10-year-old son in the divorce, and with the help of his mother, has proven to be a very capable single dad. He has also stepped up at work, making himself a loyal member of my staff. James spent 2 weeks in Cook County Jail before they were finally able to untangle the hurt the guys inflicted on him. His ex-wife never visited him, nor accepted any of his phone calls. When he got out, he had lost his job, his wife, and his home. Unfortunately for him, he has become the guy's hobby, and they make sure his credit is always a shambles. It seems there are at least 3 nefarious people out there using his identity and SS number. Now he lives in the rust bucket SUV, which for some reason seems to attract traffic tickets. He also uses it for work on his route delivering newspapers at 5 a.m. I wonder if he knows he's driving on a suspended license. So, who sent me the email, you ask? I guess you could say I did, with a lot of help. For a couple of weeks, I could sense something was different in how Kristen was acting, very secretive. I started to worry she was having an affair. I finally bit my pride and laid it out to my it guys, 2 of the smartest computer people I've ever met. They installed spy software like a parent would use on a kid's computer. They caught wind of what the scoundrel talked her into the day before it was to go down. We sat down, reviewed her emails, and discussed our options. Gradually, a brilliant plan was hatched. I can't actually say how it all came together, because the guys might have bent a few laws and would prefer their wizardry never see the light of day. Oh, and Kristen's pictures never were posted to a spicy cheating wife site. The guys created a site that only existed on my laptop. They showed me how to manipulate it so it looked like I was online. That was the bait, and it was taken hook, line, and sinker. But then she had taken her steps out of our marriage. I never intended to stop her. Thanks to everyone who took the time to listen to today's stories. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share your thoughts on the events in the comments below. Take care.